What up, y'all? It's the book club time.
Hello, T and Max John and Michael and Ralphie and Bree and Christy. So it looks like Bree and Christy are here, but they didn't read the book. Not gonna lie, I don't think you're missing anything.
It makes at least 3 of us.
He didn't read it either.
It just sounded dumb.
Yeah, if he's iffy about a book, I kind of know his taste, so sometimes I'll start reading it, and if I think he's not gonna like it,
well, I already knew I wasn't gonna like it. I mean, the synopsis was dumb.
All right. We're gonna start off here.
Let's start off with the synopsis.
The synopsis is garbage.
Let's start off with that. Read it.
No,
read me the synopsis.
Wait.
Synopsis.
The synopsis,
Synapses.
and for those of you that have read it, has nothing to do with the book. It is so stupid. It literally is, all the synopsis talks about is it being a lesbian necromancer in space. From what I can understand...
Oh, I missed the space part. Maybe I would have read it if I heard the space thing. It's in space?
I didn't even realize it was in space until I reread this little blurb here.
But
I'm like...
Is the synopsis actually say in space? Because I don't remember it saying the space thing. Yours is signed.
Yeah, well, it came from a thingy.
Huh. Space? Does it say the space thing?
Hold on.
Is this a part of a series?
Yeah.
Is it the first one?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, the synopsis doesn't, but this says, lesbian necromancers explore a haunted gothic palace in space. I never got the impression to say it was in space. T says, yes, they travel in space. I didn't get that from reading it. I mean, maybe I missed some essential part of it. But them being lesbians, which, by the way, there was one that I know of. No, 2, maybe. And the fact that they were necromancers almost had nothing to do with the story. Like, the necromancy...
It just says lesbian, not multiple.
Necromancers.
Oh, shoot. You got me.
So, I think maybe there's 2 women that like other women, and there's maybe... There are necromancers, but our main character, from what I remember and gather, isn't one of them. Huh. So it's like... I don't get it. I don't know. You're fine, because I didn't get the point of the book. I literally, throughout reading this, I was like 200 pages in, and I'm like, what is the point of this story?
You looked at me, and you said, I hate you. And I was like, that's right.
Did I say this?
No, but I felt it. I felt it when you first told me. You're like, I think you made the right choice for not reading this. And I was like, what was that? Can I get that in writing, please? Can you send me a text so that I know what you just said so I could tell you about it later?
Exile read it also. That's good. Gideon is not even a necromancer. Thank you. So, one of the 2 lesbians in the book is not even a necromancer.
Oh, at least the main character is a... Oh, but they're not a lesbian necromancer?
She's not a necromancer.
Oh, that's Gideon.
Yeah.
With the skull mask.
Their house, like, paints their face.
Oh, okay, cool,
like,
cool.
I like
that. I like that.
Now, all right. So I give this book a 2 stars.
Out of 10.
No, out of 5.
Oh, out of 5.
So, I love Gideon as a character, and she is the only redeeming thing in this entire book. She's funny, she's witty, she has, like...
It's technically out of, like, 12.
Huh?
It's technically out of, like, 12.
What?
Our rating scale is, like, 12.
She's funny, witty, and, like, a really well-written character thrown into this story where the plot is garbage and, like, I care about 0 other characters. Never in a million years reading this did I think Harrow, her, like, main rival nemesis, was actually, like, her nemesis. I feel like authors that have to push it into your head so much that this person, like, I hate this person so much, they're my enemy, and then the way she acts towards the character doesn't reflect that, and the things she does doesn't reflect that, but she has to remind you all the time how she hates Harrow the Ninth. It's like, that's so stupid, because never once reading it did I really think they were going to end up being enemies, and they didn't.
So, was there a lot of, like, expo dump, like, exposition?
What does
like,
that
where...
mean?
Like, where they just kind of tell you, like, this is what's happening, or this is how I feel about a person, but as opposed to, like...
Doing it and showing it.
Yeah, okay. Good.
So, like, Gideon kept saying all the time how she hated this character, but she never, like, came out and, like, showed it. I don't know. Christy said she read 40 pages and gave up. T gave it a 2.5. Really only 2. I enjoyed it right until the end. I would love to know why you enjoyed it. I mean, you're allowed to enjoy it even though I didn't. The synopsis makes it seem like it's a heavily romance themed, which it has 0 romance in it, which I appreciate, but I feel like if the story was good enough to stand alone by itself, you wouldn't have to shove into people's faces this romance, because you go into the book thinking it's something that it's not. So I feel, and I know that this isn't the author's fault, because 9 times out of 10 the author doesn't write the synopsis that I know of. So they really did the book 0 justice, because I feel like if I went into it expecting something different, maybe I would have liked it better. Character names were so confusing that I kept mixing them. That's another thing. I hate books that have 1,000,002,000 characters for no reason. Like,
Chekhov's gun? Chekhov's gun or whatever?
what?
The whole thing, like, I forgot, I don't know how to say the name, but it's like, why have something in the story that has nothing to do with anything else, or that's never going to come back at some point? I always tell you about this in stories. I'm like, ooh, they showed us that. That means that later in this episode, that whole plot line is going to come back. Even in, like, dumb shows like Brooklyn Nine-Nine, at the beginning, they show you some little thing, and then at the end, that little thing is what saved the day.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, honestly,
Chekhov? Is that a name? Chekhov?
I have no idea.
It's a thing. I'm gonna look it up while you talk, because I don't know how to speak English.
So yeah, the characters, there were way too many of them for no reason, because really a handful of characters made any sort of difference. I never felt like any of the main characters were going to die, and they didn't. Like, I feel like even, like, the imminent threat needs to be there. Chekhov's gun,
yep.
That threat needs to be there. Like, I need to feel like someone's gonna die. Like, a main person. It doesn't have to be Gideon, but someone close to Gideon. I don't know. Maybe I'm forgetting something, but I don't remember anyone major dying. Descriptions of stuff. My God, 10 pages in a row talking about a room. I don't even remember that. I mean, maybe I just zoned out while reading it. I took the relationship between Gideon and Harrow to be more like siblings who are at odds with each other rather than enemies. I don't know. I don't think so. Like, that's not how I took it, because literally, like, every 10 pages you heard about how much she hated her guts, wanted her dead, wanted to leave. Like, but the way she acted toward her didn't reflect that. It was not... I don't like inconsistencies like that in books. It really irks me. I feel like if you're gonna make them rivals, make them freaking rivals. Like, don't just have... You shouldn't have to tell someone, like, over and over that they're rivals. You should do it through showing. I've had issues like that with other books, and I can't remember what they are now. You made him eat that. Mm-hmm. You broke it!
What? Broke what?
Oh, it's not broken. Sorry. I got distracted.
She thought I broke it. I don't know what...
I thought you broke that.
What, the wing off?
Yeah. Chekhov or something. Didn't mind the characters, but they all had multiple names, which got confusing. Yeah, I can't. Like, if the characters have meaning and have reason, then I can deal with multiple characters. Look at Harry Potter, for example. There's a ton of characters, but they're all unique, and they have characteristics and things that make you remember them. So they're well written. I feel like these characters are not well written, so you don't remember them. They're not... What's the word I'm looking for?
Important?
Worthy of remembering.
Oh, got it.
I don't know. There's like a term I'm thinking of, though.
I'll think about it while you tell your story.
I feel like Gideon is an old goddess that was reborn or something. There's something about her. I don't know, maybe. Like, she was a well-written character. That's the only saving grace for this book, in my opinion. Dude, you guys, I'm sorry, but you gotta read the name of the live stream. It's a book live stream, as you can tell from us talking about books. So there's a bunch of people talking about wands. This is not where we talk about wands. You want to talk about ones?
Nick, it's fine. Just
Come on to
ignore
the
the
live
comments.
stream.
You don't have to like yell about it. And don't worry, the things are taking care of it. The things, the blue people are taking care of it. That's what these are.
Edward, this is the book club. Okay. All right. So clearly, people don't care about this. But anyway.
I mean, it's a crappy book. I mean, it's
the
end of the end of it. Sorry, it's not for us. It's not our type of book. That's why I didn't read it. But I heard all about it. Was there guns or something? Was there magic? Was there?
Well, there was
sword fighting,
necromancy, sort of, but they didn't really show it a lot, and it didn't really have to.
So how did the there was obviously conflict, right? Was it combat? Was it all verbal? Was it all just like I hate you?
There was some
I hope you die.
like that would happen.
How was the combat description? Like, could you follow along, or was it like I summon a zombie and it fights another zombie?
No, it wasn't well written where you could easily follow it along.
Did they have swords or guns or?
Yes, she had a rapier
blasters?
And like I would say like a long sword or like a two-handed
But they were
weapon.
traveling through space, but didn't have guns.
I don't remember if guns existed. Can someone like refresh my memory because I just don't remember.
And how was like the magic system? Like how was the necromancy?
They didn't really explain it.
Oh, get her away from me.
That I remember.
Get away from me.
Please
Ugh.
prove me wrong. This book, I just found it so boring that I feel like I just like tuned out half the time.
Magic systems are my favorite. Yeah. Give me a good magic system.
Not.
Or I have two options. Give me a good magic system and it'll make a book great for me, even if the book itself isn't that great. Or give me a really good book that has a crappy magic system. Harry Potter, terrible magic system. Technically no magic system. It's all very wonderful and magic. What?
Andrew Rowe gave this book a 5 stars? No.
Poor Andrew Rowe. Feel bad for you, my dude.
Ooh. I don't have a lot of stuff to talk about. There's nothing memorable in it.
I have a theory. Andrew Rowe did that so that people read that book and they're like, oh man, it really sucks. We should go back to Andrew's book because his book's actually good.
I don't know what thing she was trying to get out of. So, like, well, she was trying to leave the world in the beginning. Like, she comes up with this elaborate plan to leave her world where she lives because I didn't really understand it, but apparently she was being held there captive, but she was able to get out of her chains all the time, every day. But, yeah, I don't know. She was trying to get out, and then Harrow convinced her to stay, and then they traveled to this
Harrow?
Harrow. They traveled to this other planet where this competition, again, with the tropes, is happening. And
Hey, I love me some competition stuff. Come on now.
It has to be done well.
Come on now. The second swords and wielders or whatever is a big competition episode.
Diamantine?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I'm getting
it's
sick
good.
of it. I'm getting sick of it.
Of what?
The whole
Diamantine?
like that trope. But it has to be done well. I don't think Red Rising was done well, and it had like a huge competition aspect to it, and I don't think this was done well because I didn't care. I didn't really understand what they were competing for. Something about one of them becoming like this godlike presence. Not really.
I really liked the Goblet of Fire. And that was one of the main reasons that I really liked it.
Yeah, but that
because
was
it was like
good.
I know. I'm just saying I love like those type. The only thing that I wish I knew more was how the other people did on their tests. You know what I mean? I wish I could have seen some of the other like the other magics. But that's the thing. Harry Potter doesn't have a good magic system, so it would be so much harder for her to write about other magics.
So T said there were skeletons doing chores and stuff. That's right. I forgot. They basically like necromance skeletons into making them like slaves.
Those sons of bitch.
It is Gideon the Ninth. So we learned Andrew Rowe's a good writer, but doesn't have good taste. I never read the book, bro. And I'm joking, you can like whatever you want. I read wizard and paranormal books. They kept her captive because she knew too much about the kids all dying and not her. Didn't remember that at all. I just started reading Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. I need to read part 1 to 2 of the Harry Potter yet. All the keys and then being able to open the doors without them after. Like, what was the whole thing with the keys? Like, the necromancers, like, people that they brought with them. I can't remember the technical name, but basically, like Gideon, they gave them keys, and they had to unlock puzzles by going into the rooms where the keys opened, and then they had to like figure things out.
Where were these? Was it like a spaceship?
It was a planet or whatever that they brought
And
them to.
what was the planet? What's the plot?
I don't know.
So somebody
That's the
somebody was locked up, and then they got unlocked, and then they
She was
went
able
to
to
another
get
planet.
out.
Then they went to another planet to unlock a door.
They went to another planet to like become part of a competition, and part of the competition was like
Unlocking
figuring
doors.
things out by unlocking doors.
Were people watching them?
I'm sure they were.
Was it like a TV show?
No.
Oh.
I loved Red Rising. I haven't read any other book. I didn't like that book at all, but you're allowed to like it. My two favorite books and movies: Goblet of Fire and Deathly Hallows. They sacrificed 200 children to create the necromancers she's stuck with. Oh, don't remember that. I really didn't enjoy it, so nothing stuck, and like I just felt like it was all pointless, so I don't remember like anything. And that's that.
What are we reading next month?
I think I'm having like a reading slump with YA. I need to get out of YA.
No, you should just read my books, the books that I like.
So
That'll be okay.
I decided that I'm reading.
Whoa, is that one book?
No, it's 3.
Oh my god. You just scared me so much. It's like this thick. I was just like, what? No, I don't want to read that.
The necromancer god wanted to create new super necromancers, so the heirs of the 9 houses were put into competition to become the new lictors. Oh, it was boring. I'm sorry. If you loved it, that's fine. I can't with that series anymore. I'm done.
Wait, is this the first one?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
She was locked up but kept her training with swords, and then she went with the necromancer on another planet as a cavalier, and she had to paint her face because she wasn't a cavalier, blah, blah, blah. I think that was a thing, though, is like their house painted their face all the time anyway, so like that's why she had to paint her face. I don't know. So anyway, one of my most beloved authors and series of all time is The Legend of Drizzt. And I've read quite a few of these books, but they keep coming out with more.
It's written Drizzt.
Drizzt, yeah.
How is it written? Drizzt.
I called him Drizzt for like a million years.
Drizzt.
Until I finally saw like an interview with the author, and I was like, I've been saying that wrong this whole time. And the Panther Guinevere, I called her Guinevere, I feel like. And so anyway, I've read these books. It's been a while, so I'm going to reread them. But we're reading book 1, if I can get it out.
Doesn't look too big.
No.
Those, you can never get them back in. Oh, that's an old book. You read that.
Dude, I read the crap out of this book. I think I've read it like 3 or 4 times.
Wow.
I know Christy read this book already.
Wow, really?
But, yeah, technically this is the second series that he wrote about Drizzt. The first one was the Icewind Dale trilogy.
But this is the prequel.
This is a prequel. So it talks about Drizzt and how he...
Before he got to Icewind Dale.
Yeah, but how he even gets on the surface world. Because
Icewind Dale is a place.
So basically, if you like... Oh my god, I ruined this a long time ago.
Show them. Show them the giant crinkle in the back. What did you do? You got to put it in the middle more.
Given this book a lot of love over the years.
Wow. That's what I like to see.
But
damaged books.
It's basically if you like.
Let me say what it is.
God.
I think.
No, I'm not talking about the synopsis. What I'm saying is, if you like D&D and you like Magic: The Gathering, stuff like that, it is set in the Forgotten Realms.
Forgotten Realms. That's what I was going to say.
Which is, R.A. Salvatore writes a lot in the Forgotten Realms. I'm guessing he's probably a fan of Dungeons and Dragons since he writes a lot of the characters.
Also,
and places in it.
Let me say something. There's a new. At the end of the year, there's going to be a new Icewind Dale D&D book coming out, which I'm super excited about because it's like very much like a like kind of scary environment, like dangerous, and like exhaustion is a thing, and you can get stuck in the cold, and you guys could die from just being out in the cold, and you have to survive. It's very much like a survival horror themed thing, and I do want to read these because I never read any Forgotten
I've been
Realms book.
trying to get him to read the Dritz series forever because I think I probably stopped at like book 10 or 11 like a long time ago, and I just never picked them all back up again. He's still making Dritz books. In fact, one of them is coming out I think next month.
Is that the one you got downstairs?
Yeah, they sent it to me.
Nice.
So I really, really want to start reading these again, start from the beginning, so I can just immerse
It's too much,
myself.
Mick. I'm sorry. I can't read 11 books
Sure
in a
you
series, all one right after the other.
can.
Even right now, I'm reading like 2 books, like back, like just at the same time, because it's like I don't want to just keep reading the same one. I don't know.
Excuse me.
You're disgusting.
I read it because you recommended it, and I really enjoyed it. That was Christy. Read all the old Dritz books so long ago. Yeah, I think I started reading these in the beginning of high school, which was ages ago. Dritz is her book boyfriend. He is, and no one can steal him from me. I must have 100 Forgotten Realms books. You guys have any tips on reading more? Don't talk about exhaustion. So we talked about it.
The tip about reading more is read more books with us.
Or audio.
Hang out with us and do some puzzles maybe. She's a big puzzle person. I do other things while listening to books. But I listen to books a lot on Audible.
Yeah, me too. It's easier, I feel, to get through books when you have a busy life to just listen to something while doing something mundane.
It's hard for me to find time to just sit and like only read. I feel like I'm wasting my time. I love books, but I hate sitting down and just like not doing anything else. I just feel like it's like I could be, drawing or like doing something with my hands while listening to another book.
Yeah.
And listening to books.
You just do things like laundry, dishes,
I'm not
showering.
I'm not a fast reader. Showering, yeah, pooping. All the things, all the bathroom activities.
Vacuuming.
Brushing your teeth.
Puzzling. Coloring.
Washing your hair.
She said she does paint by diamond while listening, and it's cheesy. It's not cheesy. It's something, I feel like the older I get, my mind and my eyes, my ears and my eyes have to both be like stimulated at the same time, and I could physically read a book, but I like to be doing multiple things at once. So I find doing a puzzle and reading at the same time fun. I don't know. That's one suggestion. Have you ever read Grimm's fairy tales? Some of them. Fabricio, cool name. I know you're not asking me, but my advice is to find the genre or subgenre that you really enjoy and start reading those. I would read some reviews first and start with books that are like 4 stars or higher. The Crystal Shard, the first book with Dritz in it, came out in 1988. God, I feel old now.
Do you know what the Crystal Shard is?
It's in Icewind Dale Book 1.
Cool. Do you know what it is?
No.
All right.
I mean, I know what it is.
I know what it is just from D&D stuff.
I know
just from researching
D&D
stuff.
from the book, but I don't want to ruin it.
It's like an epic item. Like it's a super powerful. I know what it is. I mean, I'm sorry. Should I not know what it is? Is it gonna ruin the book for me? Because I know a lot of like just D&D lore.
Is it the same?
It is. It's green.
No, from what I remember, it's like a building almost.
It can be.
Oh. All right.
You have to make it. You have to make it into a building.
Did you see where I found the second Audible account with 11 credits? I did. Oh, you're asking T.
Oh, she had a second Audible account with just 11 credits in it? That's crazy.
It's so hard.
They expired though, don't they? If you don't use them like within a year.
Accounts. I think ours does. I feel like I can't focus. It's hard for me to only do one thing. It depends. Like I've actually been physically reading that Blake Crouch book, Dark Matter, and I've been like devouring it. I think in the last day I've read 100 pages. It's really good. So yeah, I hope you guys join me in the Forgotten Realms, and like I said, if you're a lover of D&D, you'll probably like it because it has a lot of the same like creatures and lore that you find in D&D. And yeah.
So if you're playing D&D now and you know nothing about D&D, this is going to be like a cheat sheet for learning about certain creatures. Like the drow. Drow are such a pain in the butt to fight. Well, just so you know.
So the women in this society...
It's a matriarchy.
Yes.
Is that what it's called?
So like the women are the rulers, and Menzelberranzan is like the place that Dritz is from. It's just full of like they're all evil.
Should be called
They're inherently evil.
Wimsel
And
Wimmen Barrackson.
Basically, Dritz feels like he doesn't belong there, and he wants to get out of this
I'm a
crazy
baby.
society.
I'm a little Dritzy baby. Be me.
Dude, just shut up.
I don't belong here. Look at me. I'm such a baby. I'm gonna go to the surface world and take 3 months to acclimate to the light because I'm sensitive to sun. Look at me.
Dude, shut up.
That's Dritz. That's what he sounds like in my head. He's like, look at me. I have a sword. It's called Ice Sword and other one.
Twinkle and Icing Death.
I was so close. Twinkle? That's a great name, actually.
The name of book 1 is Homeland. So
I started reading it.
You did?
I did.
I'm not gonna
the
lie.
audiobook was
the audio
was
narrator
not great.
is not the best. They need to redo these audiobooks. You have to realize though, Ari Salvatore, he has written a ton of books, and he has like his small group of followers that are like really dedicated to him. But like, he's not a super famous.
Really?
He's famous, but he's not. He's like, you have to be part of this like niche group to appreciate his books.
I like how it says fantasy
Yeah.
on the side.
I
Oh,
bought
Wizards
these,
of the
like,
Coast as well.
How long ago?
35 years.
This came out.
07?
Yeah.
It may have been before that. That's just the copyright. Doesn't mean that that's...
I have like 4 editions of these books, but I bought these because I love these covers.
So Drizzt is a he's a drow, which is a type of elf that lives underground, and they're kind of bad. They're not really good guys. They're kind of evil. And they can see really good in the dark, really well.
They explain that pretty well.
And they can't see in the light. So if you like make a drow D&D character, you have disadvantage in sunlight.
Mm-hmm.
On all of your attacks.
Icing Death and Twinkle. No,
So-
Kivox Dritz is so sweet and not whiny.
He's like, I want to leave the darkness. I want to go up to the
I feel like
sun.
Morgan Freeman would probably fall asleep reading like an audiobook nowadays. Like he
'Cause
even
he's
falls
old.
asleep in interviews and stuff.
He did that?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Homeland came out originally in 1990. Did it?
1990.
I
That's only
didn't read it until like probably the year like 1999 or so. These are so old. 1990. This one came out in 2004. But this box set probably didn't come out until 2007.
Maybe. But again, like I said, that's just the copyright for something.
So that's that. This is my pick this month. I'm sick and tired of reading books that I don't like. And I know I love this series, and I love Dritz, so I hope you guys enjoy him too.
Also, we may be changing around the way that the live streams work. We're trying to rework it a little bit. So, something may change in the future. I don't know yet. If you guys have any ideas for ways that we could change, make these book live streams a little bit more interesting for everybody, let us know. Leave a comment. Don't leave a chat thing. Put a comment on this video wherever the comments go. I don't know what you're watching it on, so leave a comment if you have any ideas or something you want to see more of, or something that we could change around. Let us know. Is that it?
Yeah,
Is it good?
Christy said she has the 25th anniversary bind-up edition. I do too. So I went downstairs to try to find, and I have the next 2 bind-ups that I found, which are like books, I think it's 4, 5, 6, then 8 through something. I don't remember. But I couldn't find my original one, and I thought maybe it was up here. It's probably downstairs, buried in a box somewhere.
Yo, why don't drow just wear glasses? Sunglasses.
I don't think you understand. They literally live in pitch dark.
Yeah, just wear like those the glasses that you would normally wear to watch an eclipse. Just make some of those. Or like the ones that you get from the doctor, you know, the plastic ones that you put on that make you look like an idiot.
Did they ever talk about like the...
Or the other option, put a cloth over your face, over your eyes.
Do they ever talk about Lilith
So you look like super cool.
in the stuff you read about D&D?
You mean the queen?
The Spider Queen?
The master of all...
That's what they, like... what do you call it? That's who they, like...
I mean, we fought some drow in the Dungeon of the Mad Mage, remember?
That's who they, like...
And we had to fight
like
one of those
deity.
one of those Olafs or whatever they were called. Remember? I always forget what they're called.
It says D&D on the bottom of the cover. Oh, I don't think it does on this, but...
Do you remember what I'm talking about? Remember
no.
what I'm talking about? They're not called Olafs. I know that is from Frozen. Just pay attention. Listen, you know the name of it. Those yellow goopy things that are like demons that are very powerful.
Yoklos?
Yeah, Olafs. Those things suck, and they're scary as hell, and they're terrifying, and they're so strong, and they're like challenge rating like 10.
Yep.
Dude.
So this book live stream is going to be
Unless something changes.
August 30th, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
You guys all have to read it. If you don't read it, then I don't like you.
Wow. It's my uncle's birthday today.
I'm so mean. Which one?
Uncle Paul.
Oh, Uncle Paul. Happy birthday, Uncle Paul. Was it birthday?
Yes. What do you
Happy
mean?
birthday. I don't remember what you said. I just kind of heard it and tried to repeat it, but I couldn't remember. My brain is dying. Thanks for watching, y'all. Remember to leave us a comment. Let us know what you want to see.
Edward, definitely come back Friday. It'll be nice to have you in that live stream where you can get all of your questions answered.
Yeah, Friday.
6 p.m.
7
p.m. Damn it.
Eastern Standard.
All right.
New York time.
Bye, guys.
Bye, bye, bye. You're right there? What are you...